when we think about muscle being grown, how is it actually done, right? So the weight training session provides a stimulus for us. It provides the reason for the muscle to grow. And with nutrition and rest, this is the recovery aspect, we are able to, with time, adapt and build more muscle and strength. Okay, so it goes in that continuum. You need to weight train with that proper nutrition and recovery. You'll be good to go to then adapt and build muscle and strength. Boom. Easy money, right? Well, here's the thing. Inadequate rest hinders that rate of muscle and strength gain greatly. So without that kind of middle layer of recovery section, you ultimately will not be able to build the muscle and strength. So it really is a fine balancing act. So too much rest, of course, won't yield any gains in your muscle mass, any gains in your overall endurance, any gains in your strength. You need to be doing something, and you need to be doing it frequently enough to give your body a reason to adapt, right? But with not enough, of course, rest, you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot in those adaptations. So an individual must play with how often they train or the frequency of training, how many workouts per week, the type of training, whether you're doing really intense heavy weights, whether you are doing some light jogging and running, whether you have a sport that you're doing as well, maybe you're involved in a yoga class. All of these things are different types of training that will affect your rest day needs respectively. So for muscle growth, a lot of times, we try to get at least a day of rest in between working a specific muscle group. That's not saying you need to, especially if you have lower overall volumes in your workout. You might be able to do higher frequency of training, more workouts per week. But the different recovery protocols are going to be very, very subjective to that individual, based off of how well they train, based off of how long they've trained, and it's really going to be kind of a something you just have to play with and see what works out for yourself. But for most people, rest days when it comes to growing muscle are important, and if you're able to, I definitely recommend to try to get at least 1 day of rest in between working a muscle if you are getting enough volume overall in the week. Now, ideally, you want to try to get at least 15 to 20 sets. That's going to be kind of optimal for growing muscle, but as low as 10 sets of a muscle a week will be okay too. So just making sure that your workouts in conjunction with those rest days are allowing you to get enough of that overall volume for that muscle growth, because the volume is going to be the driver at the end of it. So go ahead and you can give this video a like if you learned something new and are going to apply it to your workouts. Excited for y'all. Get out there and do those workouts.